Okay, let's see. Well, for some of you, the first thing that's coming through is there's a decision about a divorce, a division of assets, a separation. It may be a decision to break up, go our separate ways. It doesn't have to be a love relationship. You could just be deciding to kind of freeze out or ice out, because this is the rune of ice. You're freezing someone out, blocking someone, or maybe someone's doing that to you. But in general, when this comes up with the Judgment card, it could have something to do with, legally separating and going our separate ways, or breaking up with someone, ending your association with them, or vice versa. And for some of you, even if it's like further into July and you're watching this video, this could be what's going on right now, because the present, again, just like everything else in these general readings, will be different depending on when you're watching. So there's also maybe a decision that you or someone else has been putting off. And it could be that this delay, or like you're not able to delay it anymore as we get into July. It's like you have to make a decision. And that could be about anything, if that's the way it's working out for you. Not every Aries is going to be breaking up with someone or getting divorced. So this could just be like a decision that you or someone else can no longer put off. So if you're waiting on a decision from someone else, you may have to kind of push and be like, hey, I need to know what's going on here. I need to know what we're going to do. And I need to know, what's the news? Which way we going here? Or because it's like maybe it does seem like it's putting other aspects of your life on hold, like it's like freeze frame. I can't do anything until you let me know what the judgment is, what the decision is. This could also be regarding something from the past. So this could be a judgment you made on someone from the past, kind of coming back up for review. We do have Mercury retrograde in July, so that can bring up it can bring people out of the woodwork, old issues, old arguments, old, people you haven't spoken to in a while. Again, people that you've been separated from. Could be an ex that you haven't talked to in forever, that you froze out. It's like coming back for review. Now, this doesn't mean you have to engage with them or respond to them or open that door again. Again, different for all of you. Some of you may want to do that. Others of you are like, hell no, I'm not doing that. It just depends. So, there is, for some of you, a resurrection, as it were, of something that has either been on hold, or again, there's been a severance of ties, and so but now it may be coming back. The situation, the issue, maybe it wasn't ever fully resolved, and so that's why it's coming up for review. Now, the challenge is the past, because we got the Six of Cups. So it's interesting. So the challenge or focus, with the Six of Cups could be, the past, childhood, siblings, an old love, an old crush, an ex, someone who let you down, someone that there's been conflict with. Could also be a family member. This is someone that may have blindsided you, and that's the word I'm getting. Blindsided you, or blindsided someone that you care about. And it's like it's all coming back up for review, or again, these two feel very strongly connected, Judgment and the Six of Cups, just because they both have so many connections to the past. So with the Six of Cups, your challenge can be sometimes not viewing someone or the past through rose-colored glasses, remembering the bad times too, or remembering the bad aspects of that relationship or that person as well. Because sometimes when we look back, and especially when we're like, oh, that was true love or whatever, and we just think about the fun times, right? We don't think about the bad things, or, we've had so much distance, it doesn't have the intensity, or we're not feeling the same trauma or drama or upset from it that maybe we did in the past. So really, if it is somebody coming back from the past, put yourself back into, even though you've probably, if it's been a number of years, you've probably evolved too, Aries. And again, we evolve past these things. It all contributes to who we are. But really try hard to put yourself back into who you were at that time. Because for some of you, this may be going back some years. It could be, when you were a child even. Because Six of Cups has a lot of connections to children and childhood. It could have something to do with your children. This could be an ex, that you share children with, that there has been, you haven't heard from them in years, and here they are. So yeah, there could be a connection to that. It could be a parent. It could be a mother. It could be somebody that you should have been able to depend on, like a parent, like someone whose responsibility it was to care for you or look after you, and they really dropped the ball. And that's been a source of conflict. But, maybe there were good times within that as well. Or maybe the family you got out of that, like maybe someone else raised you, your grandma or your auntie or, your uncle or, somebody else took on that mantle, right? And became that role model for you. It took on that role. And so now when you look back, you are, I think it's bringing up good and bad, but they're just saying absence does tend to make the heart grow fonder. So it is kind of like that whole prodigal son, if you're from the Bible where, he comes back, he's been a total jerk, to his dad. And meanwhile, one of the other sons has been there doing everything that's expected. And, the one that's been away and who's been a real jerk to everyone comes back and, is celebrated and there's feasting and all of this stuff. So it could be that kind of an energy. And it could be you tempted to do this. So maybe it is one of your kids, Aries, for some of you. Just really kind of think about how it might make if there are other children involved, like if you have other kids, how would it make them feel? Not saying of course you're happy to see your own child if there's been a distance or some reason that you severed ties, but yeah, remember the good and the bad, especially the feelings, how someone made you feel, how you felt in that certain moment when something happened, because you have to take all of that into consideration to make a fair judgment, right? To make a decision on whether or not you're going to let someone in. What you're also, for some of you, it could be, again, a long lost parent wanting to reconnect. Maybe you were adopted, and you found your birth mother, you found your birth father, or they found you, and there's this you're trying to reconnect. Be careful of, idealizing and, because when we don't know someone, or if we only knew someone when we were small, we don't know them at all, right? We just have these little snippets of memories. So there's this tendency to idealize whoever isn't there, right? So just make sure that they, you're not giving them more credit than they deserve for who they are and how much they've changed. Although I do feel like for most of you, this person has grown, and there's just, I think, this enthusiasm from you to get over the past or let it go and rectify it, fix it. But you do need to make sure, if you've never gotten the chance to be heard by this person or to let them know certain things, like how they made you feel in the past, you do need to do that. Otherwise, there could be resentment that builds up. If this is going to work, you need to kind of air those grievances. The help that's going to be available, we do have the Death card. So there is a situation that is ending that you want to end. Don't freak out. People freak. I do not feel this is a physical death. I don't. Even though we have the severance of ties, I don't think that some of you, though, I am getting that someone that you thought had passed has not. Maybe it's just we haven't heard from this person in forever. And that's I would say that could only maybe apply to one person out there. But maybe there's multiple people. But yeah, we thought so-and-so was dead because nobody had heard from them in years. Maybe they lived kind of a wild lifestyle. And because nobody had heard from them in years, it's like resurrection, back from the dead. And it's good. I mean, people are happy, but it could be a bit shocking. What's going to help you, though, is there's a lot of luck around to end or to put an end to any situation that has been negative for you, but it has a very positive ending. There's loss, though, in with this. Whenever the death card comes up, it is, it's an ending, but it's a beginning. So there's this letting go of whatever's dying. And, sometimes that is difficult for us. It's also a transformation. It's a big change, right? So sometimes we're just like maybe grieving the familiar or what we have known up to this point. But the new is also exciting. And with Thor's rune here, I really feel like this is a lot of luck being rained down. Like maybe this is a situation that you needed help to bring about, maybe this is something you've been praying for, waiting for. And it could be very fortuitous or just lucky how you hear about this or how maybe this new opportunity comes in, how this situation ends. Again, I think it's kind of unexpected and shocking. And I do feel like this is still, for most of you, connected to this same situation we were talking about here in the present and with the challenge, this past connection to the past and with someone from the past. So I think for many of you, what's coming to an end is this period of separation. And some of you may be out and you just run into this person. You may be out doing your grocery shopping or running your errands, and you just happen to run into this. And it is going to be kind of that, like, did I see a ghost? Do I know that person? I think I know that person. Is that? Yeah, it is. I just feel like you going through all of that in like 1 second and being like, oh my gosh. And then poof, right in that moment. And this is a spiritually led mating. Okay. Your spirit guides are putting you here. Their spirit guides are putting this person, whoever this is, there at the same time. So that this does happen, so that you do see each other, you do run into each other. Others of you, if there is a funeral, I don't feel like for most of you this is someone close to you, but it could be that you are seeing someone at a funeral of a distant relative, or maybe someone like an older relative has passed away. I don't feel this would be unexpected, though. What I do think may be unexpected is who you see at the service, at the funeral. So, and that would be quite literal translation of the death card. It's like, here you are at a funeral, and then you are also reconnecting. So it's a death and a rebirth right there. You're reconnecting with someone from the past. Interesting. This is someone that you have had in the past, or maybe, and for some of you still have, sticky feelings about. That kind of like, I love you, but I don't know if I like you, or I love you most of the time, or I love you because I have to, but at least that's how it was in the past. Looks like you can turn over a new leaf, though, many of you. But what must be accepted about the month? We've got the Ten of Wands. A lot of responsibility on your shoulders, Aries. And this could be, I feel like it's from all areas. So many of you, it's like, I got all this with work, then all this stuff going on with family or with the ex or with the, this kind of resurrection from the past. Maybe a lot of stuff to take care of if, in a range with your schedule. Delegate if you can in July, Aries, because anything that you can delegate, like maybe even, at home, if you've got kids, give them maybe some things. Can you help me out with this? I got to go to work. I need to help out around the house, do the dishes, unload the dishwasher, whatever, do the laundry. I feel like it's a month where you're just not going to be able to handle all of this. You could do it, but you will just be so exhausted. There won't be any energy left. And I feel like you need the energy left more for your personal life than work stuff in July, because, emotions can take a lot out of us. And I just think you're gonna be processing a lot. And I don't think it's bad, but it's just a lot. It's big. when you've got you got two major arcana. So, and it does all seem to be, for most of you, going on in the relationship sphere. So this could be like severing ties with a job and a new opportunity that comes in. But that's kind of the last way that's coming in for me. I feel like this is more to do with, again, the past and a relationship. So yeah, Aries, be sure to delegate whatever you can in the month of July, and definitely don't overcommit yourself. Hopefully maybe hearing this ahead of time, like if you run your own business or you're freelance or whatever, and I know if you're freelance it may be hard to turn down jobs, but I think you may find yourself, if you say yes to everything, by mid-month you're going to be like, what was I thinking? So you don't have to do a light month, but definitely, do your best. And with Mercury retrograde, it can be very hard to schedule because things come up, things get delayed, start dates get changed, projects get extended or canceled, or everything gets kind of flummoxed with that. But I feel like there's something that will have to be redone, and that's going to add to your workload. So if you can keep it light at the outset of the month, the beginning, because I think this is going to be like, yeah, something's going to come back on your desk and it may have nothing to do with you, but you've got to fix it or you've got to redo it, or they've decided to change their strategy or the way they're doing something. And so you got to go in, or you and the team have to essentially redo it or resend it. Also a month that would be a good idea to back up all your files as you're working. That's happened to all of us, right? You're working on something and then poof, we hadn't saved, and the system just stops at work or whatever, and you lose whatever because you hadn't saved it. So yeah, I would save, resave, have your backups, back it up on your drive. It's definitely going to be a month where you want to pay attention to that sort of thing, Aries. So you can kind of cut this off before it happens. That's the way these readings can help the most, if you know ahead of time. Yes, this may still happen, but you'll be like, oh, I'm the only one who saved my document. Now I don't have to waste time redoing this. The outcome, we have the 5 of Cups. It's in reverse though. Much better in reverse. This is recovering from a loss, moving past something, moving past a situation where you feel like maybe you didn't heed your intuition. And again, maybe we are talking about the past. So this is a very focused reading for you, Aries. I feel like for most of you, this is dealing with one thing. It's going to be the highlight of the month, like the thing that you're thinking the most about or feeling the most about. So yeah, this may have been a situation or a person that you just feel like you either, again, were totally blindsided or you ignored your intuition. But I think you really felt like your intuition may have misled you. Like, it may have been something where I thought I had all the right signs, or I thought that this was going to work out, and it didn't. But now I can finally get over this or recover because this person has come back, and I can at least say what I want to say. I may not want them to stay in my life permanently, but at least there doesn't have to be this regret hanging. Like this regret of never getting to say what I needed to say or apologize. Or now for some of you, because this is a general reading, Aries, maybe you're the one that hurt someone and they're viewing you as, this person that they didn't trust their judgment. Maybe you're the one that's reaching out and trying to reconnect with someone or running into someone, and trying to apologize, trying to say, like, I was going through some stuff back then. I'm not the same person. Either way, I do feel like by the end of the month with this in the reverse, you're going to be able to feel like at least I said it right on my end. I did everything that I can do. And I'm no longer feeling this heaviness or regret or loss associated with this because either this person is back or I've made it as good as I can make it. So just remember, if you're running into somebody that you have a kind of sticky past with or some unresolved issues, that's happening for a reason. You're being spiritually guided to run into them so that you can look at this again.